I think another thing that people are responding positively to is she's all woman. You know, she has a great pair on her that would be the envy of virtually every woman. And they're obviously natural. And she's natural. If she's had work done, it's imperceptible. And so she's like the kind of, in some ways, the opposite of a Kardashian. Like she's petite. She has, you know, bosoms. I don't know. I can't think of a nice, like, polite way of putting it.
A buxom
so she does.
actress.
She's buxom. Yeah, she's buxom. But like they're natural. And her face is not overly prodded or manipulated. She looks normal. She looks like just a pretty American girl she hasn't Kardashian-ized herself. So like you look at her and she's beautiful. She's a natural beauty. And I think that's another thing people are responding to. We're like, I think they're fucking done with like the Lauren Sanchez's of the world. I mean, I was just talking to somebody who had seen her at this very public venue. And this person was saying most of the people at this venue were well known and were looking to like not be spotted, not be in the middle of the fishbowl. And that this person's observation about Lauren Sanchez was, she was like, where's the fishbowl? How can I get in the middle of it? And just kept standing and posing so she could be seen and admired and looked at. And I just think like there's a certain, you know, the enormous lips, like the lips that would scare you if you were sitting at the dinner table with them. Like your first instinct would be, run! I'm not safe. What is it? They're done with it, Michael. And so here comes this actual natural American beauty she's not like perfect by the weird TikTok, Instagram filter standard. You know what I mean? Like,
but that's the point.
Her face, yeah, like her face is beautiful, beautiful, absolutely. But it's not like the perfectly skinny nose and like the big lips. And I have to say, it's like nice to see someone who is more of like the classic American beauty totally embraced.
I think there's a reset that has happened. I think that's what the Sweeney campaign is about. I think that's what the Trump campaign is about, really. I was having this conversation with Wocal Distance, a great social media observer of things.
Yeah.
And we were talking about Baudrillard, this writer who observed a phenomenon of hyper-reality, such that his example was you start out with a strawberry and then you say, I like the strawberry so much I want strawberry jam. I want even more of the strawberry flavor. And I like the strawberry jam so much I want a strawberry candy. And I like the strawberry candy so much I want a strawberry syrup. And then I want the strawberry syrup so much I want a strawberry Jolly Rancher. And then you go down the line and eventually you have a strawberry Jolly Rancher syrup. Tastes nothing like the original strawberry. And I think that's basically what has happened to women. You say, I like that nose on that woman. And then you take it further into this realm of plastic surgery to the point that the woman looks like a caricature, like a grotesquerie. And you say, you don't look anything like the pretty woman I was first admiring. I think you see this in politics, where you say, okay, things happen in politics and we come to abstract conclusions about them. But then sometimes we get high on our own supply, such that before the Trump moment happened, we had become so ideological about our politics that somehow, being a good patriotic American meant we had to bomb every country in the Middle East. We had to fling open our borders and let the whole world in. We had to ignore the working class. We had to do all of these things that were totally disconnected from on-the-ground realities of good politics. And I think Trump comes in there and he says, hey, I'm going to have a reset. Yeah, we're going to have borders again. I'm just running to give you good neighborhoods. I think we just need to be good and normal. And I see this in Hollywood. This ad campaign says, okay, we've all become basically grotesque clown caricatures of what celebrities were. We're going to reset. Here's a nice girl next door, looks very pretty. She's going to sell you blue jeans, the most normal kind of clothing you can have. And I bet you people are so starved for normal, for something close to reality, for a reset, you're going to send us up 10%, $200 million in market cap in one day.
Yes. And then in a way, it's turned out to be, I don't think this was part of American Eagle's plan, but it's turned out this way. It was a trap for the left, because you and I both know what happened in November 2024. The listening audience here knows what happened in November 2024 and what the message was by the voters. But the left either didn't listen, doesn't know, doesn't matter. Either way, they're not prepared to take it. They're not de-wokifying their party. And they walked right into this trap by reacting, by recoiling at her appearance and the messaging of the ad. And that led to the vice president of both the president and the vice president of the United States have now commented on this ad. This is an American Eagle dream. Here's what J.D. Vance told the fellas over at our pals, the Ruthless podcast.
Yeah, my political advice to the Democrats is continue to tell everybody who thinks Sydney Sweeney is attractive is a Nazi. that appears to be their actual strategy. I mean, it actually reveals something pretty interesting about the Dems, though, which is that you have like a normal, all-American, beautiful girl doing like a normal jeans ad, right? They're trying to sell jeans to kids in America, and they have managed to so unhinge themselves over this thing. And it's like, you guys, did you learn nothing from the November 2024 election? Like, I actually thought that one of the lessons they might take is we're going to be less crazy. The lesson they have apparently taken is we're going to attack people as Nazis for thinking Sydney Sweeney is beautiful. Great strategy, guys. That's how you're going to win the midterms, especially young American men.
Their course correction lasted about 30 seconds.
That's right. Lasted 30 seconds. Somehow has gotten even crazier. But again, it's just so much of the Democrats is oriented around hostility to basic American life. So you have a pretty girl doing a jeans ad.
He is such an effective spokesperson for our side. The one comment I wanted to ask you about, great message, especially to young American men, who I'm sure you covered it on your show and we've covered it here. The Democrats are literally spending tens of millions to figure out how to talk to, how to recruit back to Team Blue. And this, guys, is not it. This would be lesson number one in how not to do it. Must I play the montage of the women at the event, the Rage Against the Machine event again? You're either on that team or you're on the Sydney Sweeney team. It's a problem. It's a serious problem, getting worse for the Democrats.
The Democrats might consider speaking to any actual men that might help them formulate their strategy. I remember there was a gal, I forget her name, I think she's since been ousted from the role, who was trying to help the Democrats win back young men in particular. I thought she didn't look like a sorority girl necessarily. But even if she had been a sorority girl, why don't you get a guy for that role? And not just any guy, not some like weird androgynous guy that you fill your ranks up with, not some whiny guy. How about you get like a normal guy? He doesn't even have to be the biggest Giga Chad that's ever walked the earth. Just like a normal guy who wears normal clothes, who is attracted to Sydney Sweeney. Hire one of them. I'm sure you can find one of them somewhere and say, hey, buddy, how should I talk to your friends? But I don't want to give them any advice. So forget about that. Democrats, if you're watching, forget I said that.
Since President Trump was sworn in, his administration has made enormous progress at a breakneck pace. But don't forget, while they are moving mountains for the good of the nation, you've got your personal savings to worry about. And one of the best ways to look after your savings is through diversification, particularly with gold, like from Birch Gold Group. In the past 12 months, the value of gold has increased by 40%. And Birch was an advertiser on this show 12 months ago. If you had purchased then, you'd be 40% richer today. Now's the time. Central banks continue to bolster demand for gold by burying in record quantities. Global instability and tension is high, and Birch Gold makes owning physical gold so easy. Easily convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in physical gold, or buy some to store in your home safe. Just text MK to the number 989898, and Birch Gold is going to send you a free info kit on gold. Look into it, see if it's right for you. There's no obligation, just useful information to help you make a decision. With an A+ rating, with a Better Business Bureau, and tens of thousands of happy customers, take control of your savings today. Text MK to 989898. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.